Hello and welcome back to my channel. Let's just pretend I didn't disappear for like 4 months. Let's just pretend it's been 2 weeks, okay? But yeah, I'm back, and this time I bring you guys a new sketchbook tour, my 7th sketchbook tour, which is an interesting one. More interesting than my last one, surprisingly. But yeah, for starters, the stickers. All the stickers that you're seeing here are from AliExpress. Some were gifts, some I bought myself. And the brand of this sketchbook is this one, Art Creation, Royal Talens Art Creation sketchbook, right here. And yeah, let's just dive in now. Let's just begin. First page. Now, I started this sketchbook on the 4th of August 2024 and finished it on the 1st of July 2025. So it took me almost 11 months, which at first I was super mad about. I always had this mentality that I had to be super fast with my sketchbooks, but then I started looking into my past sketchbooks and realized that this is kind of like normal for me. I usually take a year to finish my sketchbook. It just so happens that my past sketchbooks, like my past 3 or 4 sketchbooks, have been a little bit faster. That's why I have this kind of mentality that I can't take a year with my sketchbooks, but that has been the normal. Now, gracing the first page of my sketchbook is my OC Momo, which is a traveling OC I created back in 2021. I'm sorry about my dog just barking. Oh my god, it's like, I think this is the 4th time I'm trying to record and she keeps on barking. I don't know what to do anymore. But okay. This is my OC Momo. She's a traveling OC I created back in 2021. And it's just her with her plush Mallow. And here on the side, I have written Escapade, which is something that I do with my sketchbooks. Instead of doing a set of goals, I usually just write, I give my sketchbooks a name, kind of like books have names. And that name correlates to a theme that I intend to follow for that specific sketchbook. And this one is Escapade, which is a synonym. I don't know how to say that word, this word right here, of the word adventure. Because I wanted this sketchbook to be kind of like about me being a little bit more adventurous, especially because in my past sketchbook my past sketchbook was about finishing as fast as possible, and I didn't experiment a lot in that, and I wanted to change everything with this one. I wanted to experiment as much as I could. That's why it's called Escapade. But yeah, here is welcome page, something that I like doing for all my sketchbooks. This one I decided to keep it simple and just drew a bunch of stars and welcome to Escapade, yada yada yada. And this thing is covering some personal information just in case the sketchbook gets lost. You know, it's just information on how you can find me. And here we have the third page, which if you ever watched any of my past sketchbook tours, know that this one is my first page, the one that I filmed on the 4th of August. So yeah, I like skipping the first and second pages of my sketchbooks and only come back to them after a while because I'm scared. I don't want to ruin them. I like coming back to them when the pressure is a little bit lower. So I usually start from the third page because there's no pressure in the third page, to be honest. Literally anything could be found here. So yeah, I like doing swatches of my art supplies, and on the side I do some doodles testing the art supplies. Since this is a new sketchbook, a sketchbook that I've never used before, I wanted to see how the paper reacted with the markers. And this paper is kind of weird. I think it's something to do with the sizing of the paper. I don't know if you can see, but it's like very patchy. And this is not me not applying the markers correctly. This paper does this on its own, and it happened a lot throughout the sketchbook, which kind of made me not draw with alcohol markers as much here. It's just a shame because I have a huge collection, as you can see. Yeah, here I decided to test watercolors, and it's just a little doodle of Princess Bubblegum here on the side. And these are all the watercolor sets that I own. This one is a custom skin tone set. This is the Kuretake Gansai Tami, and this is the Lucas Aquarelle set. Here I decided to test gouache. I don't usually swatch gouache on my sketchbooks because gouache looks the same in every sketchbook, so swatching is kind of wasting the paints. So I decided to just do some doodles testing how it would react with the paper. And here on the side I decided to test color pencils, which is another art supply I don't swatch because I own way too many of those and I don't want to spend a whole evening just swatching color pencils. So yeah, I decided, you can see, I don't know if you noticed, I was a little bit obsessed with a certain character which is Silas from Love and Deep Space. But yeah, I was just testing color pencils. This one on the top is just me testing layering with color pencils, and this one on the bottom is just me burnishing the paper to see how the paper would work. And here I decided to test to do some pencils, like graphite pencils. And here on this side is just a couple of water-based markers, just a cool color combination. Let me just turn on my lamp. It's a bit darker, but yeah. Here is the first page of my sketchbook, a page where I'm not swatching anything, I'm not testing anything, I'm just going for it. And I decided to do a doodle of my husband, Satan, a character from the game Obey Me. And here on the side, I decided to draw Xavier from Love and Deep Space. I love his color palette. This is a character that is mostly white, and I love white because you can get away with so much with white. Like, his hair, for example, has like hues from all different colors, but you can still tell that this hair is white, and I love that about this color. Here I decided to draw my husband again with color pencils, and here is Raphael from Love and Deep Space done with watercolors and also some metallic watercolors. I don't know if it's visible, but yeah. Here I realized I forgot to swatch my gel pens, which is a kind of newish art supply that I started using. But yeah, I just swatched all my sets of gel pens and also did some doodles here of my OC Skate and Maya, some cats, Mammon from Obey Me, and also my MC-chan OC, which is kind of like an MC OC I created for the game Obey Me. I didn't create, I repurposed it. It was a character that already existed. Here is him again, done with water-based markers, and something weird happened in this sketchbook. At some point, some kind of substance spilled on this sketchbook in some of the pages, and it's a substance that only dissolves water-based markers, as weird as that sounds. And I know it's not water because this one is gouache. If water had spilled here, it would kind of dissolve this one too, so it only attacked here and some other pages in the future, but oh well. But yeah, this is him, MC-chan, also known as Salem. I usually never call him Salem because I'm used to the name MC-chan, but yeah, Salem here on this side and Salem here done with gouache, something that I didn't finish because I wasn't really liking how his face was looking. Here is him again, done with alcohol markers, looking extra patchy because this paper was mistreating me so much. But yeah, and here on this side is my OC tie, and the line art dissolved here. I was suffering so much in this sketchbook, it's crazy. Here is just some gouache painting, kind of like a study and a painting at the same time. I think I just found like different references for different parts of the drawing. The sky is its own reference, the middle ground is also its own reference, and the grass is also a different reference. And this is a page that makes me extremely mad. This is just a painting done with gouache. I wanted to draw something with a lot of green, kind of like luscious green, and this took me a lot of time to finish. And yeah, this one here is Mina, Momo's cat, which is also another traveling OC. She's the one that goes in all these adventures with Momo. But the thing that makes me mad about this page is this thing right here. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with thread-binded sketchbooks. They're not thread-binded all the way. Some of the signatures are connected with glue. But the thing about that glue is it's supposed to be kind of resistant, you know. But this one, for some reason, wasn't resistant at all. At first, I thought the glue was dissolving because of water, since this is a gouache painting. Maybe I applied water in this part and it dissolved the glue. But as I was working into the sketchbook, I realized that it wasn't water. Even like pressure from keeping the sketchbook open would kind of make it fall apart, which is kind of like a really bad thing for a sketchbook. You know, you don't want your sketchbooks to fall apart, otherwise you would just use like loose paper. But oh well, it happened. Here is Rose Quartz, a really beautiful drawing of her. The only thing that I regret about this drawing is like her body. I know I was wrong when I drew this body. Like, I know I'm wrong about this one because I made her too skinny and Rose is not skinny, and I apologize for that. It was my mistake. Here is Zane from Love and Deep Space, the one and only illustration I drew of this man and that I will ever draw of this man ever, because I hate him. He knows what he did, that's why I hate him. But yes, back here I still didn't hate him, and I remember I did this one for his birthday. Here is just some gel pens, doodles of Mayosi Salem and also Mammon from Obey Me in maid outfits. And on this side is just Satan from Obey Me in also a maid outfit. Really cute boy. Here I have my Eon done with watercolors. I was having a lot of fun drawing with watercolors in this sketchbook until it backstabbed me. But that is in the future. We'll get there. And here on this side is Mina, both my cat OCs, which are called Mina because I am very creative like that. So yeah, this one is Maya's cat. Maya is another OC that I own, and this one is Momo's cat, one that goes with her all her adventures. Here I have my OC Kate, done with fine liners and alcohol markers. The background is alcohol markers, and another separation. Look how beautiful this one is. And here is just gouache painting, gouache study. I wanted to draw like waves breaking at the shore. I was super obsessed with that for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, big cloud and sea and waves breaking. Here is Psyche from The Disastrous Life of Psyche, and this one is Kaoru from Skate Infinity. I was in the mood of drawing like characters with pink hair, so I picked these two and decided to draw them. This one is done with watercolors. Look how beautiful watercolor looked in this sketchbook. Some of the pages at least look really nice. And here's just some swatches of more watercolors that I had bought. Here is Mammon from Obey Me, done with gouache, and here is him again, done with watercolors. Here's just a really beautiful watercolor piece of Mayusi Salim and also Satan, because they're both married and I wanted to draw something like them just being super cute and romantic. And this one is my MCOC from Love in Deep Space. So the thing is, both Salim and also Salim, because they both have the same name. I know I am that creative. But both Salims are twin siblings, so they're twins. And yeah, the thing that I do to differentiate him, the male Salim is called Sal, and the female Salim is called Sally. So yeah, this is just a random thing that I decided to do with watercolors and metallic watercolors because I'm so in love. Look at this. Look how cute. The lamp reflection won't do them as much justice as if they were in the sun, but yeah, it looks really nice. And this is the beginning of me descending into madness. One beautiful day, I decided that I wanted to draw Silas with colored pencils. So I drew this one. And I hated it. It looked hideous. It looks terrible. So I decided to do another one with colored pencils again. And it looked a little bit better. But I thought to myself, maybe I could make it better. So I did this one. And I finished and I was like, maybe I could make it even better. So I did this one. And the only reason I didn't finish this one is because it was extremely hot. And all of these were done in one sitting, by the way. Just these 4 drawings. And I think it was 35 degrees Celsius that day. And it was super hot. I was not handling it very well. So I decided to stop. But I believe if it wasn't that hot, I probably would have kept going forever. Pretty much. But oh well. Here I decided to draw myself with gel pens. I like drawing myself, and I'm surprised there's only one spread of me in this entire sketchbook. I guess I was tired, so I wasn't thinking too much about drawing myself as much. But yeah, here's just me complaining about the heat because it was super hot, and this beautiful separation here as always. And here are just some studies. Again, for some reason I was super obsessed with drawing like waves breaking at the shore. So yeah, and this one here is Momo just chilling. And this one also is kind of like some waves, and this is supposed to be Momo's boat. It's represented by her colors. Like Momo wears a kind of like a purple-ish pinkish shirt with a black skirt, so that's why the boat has these colors. And here are just some studies of mouths that I decided to do with alcohol markers. This was supposed to be a video. I was planning to like film this for a video, but I ended up not doing it because of lack of storage. And this is kind of like a revenge illustration for what happened here. So I made sure to draw it in a page that didn't separate this time. So yeah, and I kind of changed it a little bit. Like instead of it being like water themed, I decided to draw like grass here at the bottom, just making Mina in the middle. I like this one, but I think the contrast of this one is much better. Like I think this one is so much better in terms of contrast, but this one is not ugly. It's like really pretty too. And here's just Miko and Mau Mau from the Apothecary Diaries. Miko is done with with watercolors, and Mau Mau is done with wash. These are just some cloud studies that I decided to do. Here's Mayusi Tai, done with water-based markers. Just a really cool color combination that I found for him. I really like this one. Here are just some cats done with gel pens. I'm so proud of this page. It looks so cute. These cats are supposed to represent Mayusi Salam, Satan, and Mammon from Obey Me. So yeah, it's kind of like their dynamic. Salam and Mammon are best friends, and Salam and Satan are engaged. So yeah. Here's Levi from Obey Me. Just a really cool color combination for him as well. I ended up not doing a lot of fan art of Obey Me in this sketchbook for some reason. Again, I think I was tired while filling this sketchbook. That's why I ended up not doing a lot of things. But yeah, these are just some studies with watercolors. Just really nice studies. And just some random thing that I had laying around. So I decided to tape it here. These are character things that I decided to do. I have characters from this one story that only exists inside my head. But yeah, I decided to do kind of like character pages for them, and I would draw them with an outfit they would wear, like a day-to-day outfit they would wear, kind of smallish portrait on the side, and also on the side their favorite drink. So this one is Maya, an outfit she would wear, kind of like a really cute portrait on the side, and her favorite drink would be hot chocolate. Here is my Kate, an outfit, like a really cute outfit she would wear, a really nice portrait, and her favorite drink is boba tea. But the thing about the boba is that it's star-shaped. This is something that I saw somewhere. I don't know if it's real or AI, which is scary nowadays, that it's impossible to tell, but I saw it and I was like super obsessed with it, and I looked at it and immediately knew that that was like so Kate. That wasn't a drink Kate would drink so much. And here's my tie. I don't like this big one, but this is an outfit he would wear. I love his portrait one though. He looks so sexy. And his favorite drink is Blue Lagoon cocktail. And this one is my Ethan. And I like the big one. I just hate the portrait one for some reason. I don't know, I don't like these colors. And his favorite drink is matcha tea. And here I am, I see Theo, and I love everything about this page. Literally no complaints. Like his favorite outfit, he likes more of comfortable things. He doesn't really care much about fashion. He just cares about being as comfortable as possible. His portrait with like this really nice and warm smile. And his favorite drink is strawberry milkshake. And this is Salem, which is not part of the universe of all these other characters, but this page was kind of empty and I didn't want to put anything that was not related to what was happening before, so I decided to just do a page for Salem. Yeah, here is an outfit he would wear, kind of like a portrait of him looking extra cute, and his favorite drink is iced tea. So yeah, this is a study from Owl's house from the movie Owl's Moving Castle. I just was doing it. I'm not super happy, especially with the grass. I'm just happy with these parts specifically. I think I did an excellent job here, but the rest is kind of it could be better. And this is the halfway page of the sketchbook, the halfway part. And I decided to draw my scene Kate with color pencils. Usually I do these pages with alcohol markers, but alcohol markers didn't give me enough like insurance, enough security in this paper, because sometimes they're really patchy, sometimes they're not. So I decided to use something that I'm certain that it's not going to give me a lot of trouble. So that was color pencils. Yeah, I think she looks really cute. I think I made the right choice. Look how cute she is. And this is just kind of like a study with more color pencils. I drew Levy here, a playlet from Sal's at Work, and just a little duck I found on Pinterest. And this is just random paper that I had, random paper and random stickers. And this is a page, a whole spread of both my Salamoses, the twins, and this side is the Sal page and this side is Sally page. I think Sally is like more explosive than Sal. So yeah, Sal is kind of like more on the calmer side, while Sally is very explosive. And this is something that I did at my work. I think it was my first week of working, and the main reason why this sketchbook took so long is because I was working. It was the first time ever where I was being an adult with a tax-paying, hard-working adult. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to draw on my sketchbook, but I finished it. Even though with all of that, I finished it. And yeah, here on top, I decided to draw some eyes. This side is Chowpan and this side is Gouache. Here's my husband, Silas. I drew at work because I was bored. And this is Momo. I feel like this one is kind of like she found a really big cloud and decided to take a photo of it. She's like super excited and proud that she found such a beautiful and big cloud to take a photo. And yeah. And here is Luca Kaneshiro, a YouTuber from Nishin Sajinian, and this side is Sunny Briscoe, another YouTuber from Nishin Sajinian. And yeah, I just drew them because I like drawing them for some reason. And here, this one was for a video that I posted here that you can watch somewhere around here maybe. But yeah, this one was for a video and it's just a big cloud, green field, because I was in the mood to draw something like that. And this one was also for a video that's gonna be right here, wink wink, you can watch after this one. But yeah, this one is done with alcohol markers, and I was just trying to draw all from Owl's Moving Castle. I'm not super happy with what happened here. I feel like it could be better. It doesn't look like him. It could be better. And this one is him done with watercolors. It was supposed to be for another video, but this is a prime example of what I mean when I say that watercolor was mistreating me. Look at this. It was doing something weird. Some of the pigment was pulling in some places and wasn't sticking to some other places. So yeah, it was like this for a while too. These are just some random thumbnails for an illustration that I wanted to do for Valentine's Day. This is an attempt of drawing sad illustration, which is Bubblegum and Marceline from Adventure Time. And here's another example of how badly watercolor was treating me in this sketchbook. Look at this. Her skin looks so bad. And the only reason Bubblegum's skin doesn't look as bad is because I put a layer of color pencils on top. So it looks a little bit more uniform, but it was so much worse than this. And this one was a Draw This in Your Style and also a video that you can watch. I feel like this is getting old, but you can watch right here. Wink wink. But yeah, this is something that I did for my birthday. So me and both Sals share a birthday. So yeah, it was her 24th birthday. And this one is Mau Mau from the Apothecary Diaries. I had this idea for drawing Mau Mau hair and I wanted to try. I ended up not paying too much attention to anything else in the illustration. That's why it looks so weird. But yeah. Here's my C Momo done with alcohol markers. I wanted to draw her with shorter hair because I thought it would look super cute. And these are just some studies with watercolor. Because of how badly the paper was treating me like with watercolors, I started thinking that maybe it's the brand of watercolors that I'm using, which were the Lucas Aquarelle ones. So I switched them for the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, and it wasn't the brand, it was the paper for some reason. And this is just some doodles with color pencils. I had just watched this. I think this is I don't remember exactly the name. I think it's I Don't Really Want to Be a Magical Girl or something. I watched the pilot and I really was in love with it and I wanted to draw her. But as I mentioned, I was working, so I was super tired. I only drew this side of the paper, like this side of the page, and I left this one uncompleted forever. This one on top is Momo, by the way, done with color pencils. Here is just Sally, done with water-based markers, and here are just some flowers done with gouache. Here's my husband page, my beautiful husband. I hate every single one of these on the bottom. I only like this one. It only looks sexy here. But yeah. Here is just some big ass cloud. One day when I was coming back home from work, I looked at the side and saw this beautiful, luscious big cloud, and I was so in love. And I regret so much because I couldn't just stop to take a photo. I was in a highway and I was driving, so I couldn't really just snap my phone and take a photo of this cloud. So it only exists in my mind now, but it was as beautiful as this one. So I came back home and I decided to do painting of that cloud. And it was at a time where the moon, Venus, and I think it was Saturn, maybe? I don't remember exactly. They aligned in the sky and formed a smiley face. So I wanted to draw that as well. And here's just a bunch of gouache flowers and also my UC Sol done with water-based markers. Here's my UC tie. I didn't like this one. I like the colors, but I just didn't like the poses. I think this is the result of me trying to draw while tired. Oh my god, I'm going to suffer so much from my dog just barking unprovoked. There's literally nobody outside. She's just doing that for no reason. But yeah, this one is just some gouache flowers. And on this side as well, I was preparing for something that I ended up not doing for as a matter of fact. And this page is special. This is just a spread on my seesaw, but this one is special specifically because I did this one when I was at the beach. I went with my parents to the beach and it was super nice and it was super fun too. And I painted all of these with seawater. And one thing really interesting about this one, I don't know if it's visible, but like the salt from the seawater started precipitating. So if you zoom in really closely, you can see some white specks, and that's the salt from the water that I use, and I think that's so special. And here is a really cool page of my sketchbook. This side I decided to draw Winter King, I think he's Winter King, from Adventure Time, Fiona and Kate, like the spin-off of Adventure Time. And here is Princess Bonnie Bell Bubblegum. And I thought this combo was interesting, especially because of what happens in the Fiona and Kate. I'm not gonna spoil it. You wanna know? Go watch it. And if you already know, good for you. And this is just some random thing I decided to do because I wanted to cover the bleach-through from this side. And I think this is kind of like a representation of how I was feeling at the time. I needed to stop because I was drowning somewhat. I don't know. I was super tired from work, but work is something necessary that I needed to do. It's not like I could just stop, but yeah, I really needed to. Here is a whole page I decided to draw Bibinos because I think this one was around the time where he decided to cosplay as Hatsune Miku, so I just wanted to draw that. Here is something that I like doing for all my sketchbooks. I like drawing this girl eating this candy thing and saying the only thing I can do best is eat. For some reason I wrote the only I can do best is eat in this one sketchbook because I was tired, okay? I was tired, boss. And here on the side is just some watercolor thing I decided to do. Here's just illustration of my OC Salem and with fine liners and also watercolors. And here's just some watercolor thing I did on watercolor paper. I just got like a brand new watercolor paper and I wanted to test it, so I decided to draw my OC Lagan. Just looking really nice here. And here's just some more tests with drawing her over and over again with watercolors, and also some metallic watercolors, which I'm in love. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm absolutely in love with metallic watercolors. And here on the side is her again. And this is a really nice and beautiful page where I drew Mammon and also Salem because they're best friends. Yeah, I just drew them with some flowers. I feel like these blue flowers represent Salem a lot, and I feel like Mammon would be best represented by something gold since she's like the greed avatar. So yeah, something golden, like golden flowers. And here is a page of my beautiful husbands, both of them just coexisting. On this side is the only drawing of Satan I liked in this entire sketchbook. Look at him, he looks so cute. And this one is an attempt of drawing Silas that I didn't like. I hate how he looks here. He doesn't look very good. I wanted to show him pouting because that's my favorite expression of him. Like, he looks so cute when he's pouting, but I feel like I didn't capture it very well here. And here is just some tests because I was trying to prepare for the first page. Usually whenever I want to draw something and I'm not very familiar with an idea, like I don't have an idea in mind, I just start by picturing the mood. And for that I wanted kind of like strawberry seeds, I don't know how to call it, kind of like pastel color seeds or something like that, like very pastel-y but also very vibrant colors like blues and yellows and purples and everything like that. And here's a test doodle of the colors that I was going to be using. Here's alcohol markers with watercolors, and here's another example of how watercolors weren't working on this page. And here's just gouache. And here's some thumbnails. I ended up not liking any of these, so I didn't use any of this at all. And this is kind of like another thing of a mood. I wanted to figure out the mood for the drawing, but I ended up not finishing this one. Here's some more thumbnails that I was doing. I ended up using this one here, and kind of like a last attempt of mixing her skin tone with gouache that failed, so I decided to just use alcohol markers instead. So here is me testing to see if alcohol markers and gouache would look nice together. So yeah, and here on the side is just some swatches of what are these called, acrylic markers. I bought like really cheap set of acrylic markers like at a local supermarket, and yeah, I was just swatching them. And here's just some doodles of both my C's, Ethan and Maya, looking super cute. And here is a spread of my AC tie done with water-based markers. And this is kind of like redemption for that one page of tie that I did and I didn't like. I don't know where it is. Wait, let me find it. At this page here. So I really like the colors, but I thought I can do better than these poses. So I decided to just kind of like come up with new poses. I love this chibi one. And that's it. This is the last page of my sketchbook. Cheers! There's nothing else aside from the thing that comes with the sketchbook. So yeah, this was a fun sketchbook. And by the way, this sketchbook didn't come with a back pocket. I had to make this one myself. I had to just tape it, glue it and tape it here myself, but it's not that bad. Yeah, it was a fun sketchbook, and all these drawings in 11 months, it's actually pretty impressive. I was beating myself, like I was being very hard on myself for taking that long to finish the sketchbook, but I have to realize that this is a humongous sketchbook. It has 80 pages, not 80 pages, 80 sheets, so 160 pages, and 160 drawings. That's a lot. That's really impressive. So I shouldn't really be super hard on myself on that one. I'm super proud of this sketchbook. And yeah, this was my 7th sketchbook tour. It was a kind of bumpy one. At the end, I was like super mad and I wanted to finish it as fast as possible, but it was good, you know. It wasn't that bad. I feel like it could be worse. So yeah, this is it. If you saw something you like, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe, wink wink. So yeah, this was it. See you on my next video. Bye.